Alright traders, welcome back once again to Crypto Educator. So let's talk about some strong trending assets coming from FTX, guys. Now it's been third day that we've been taking a look at EGLD, KNC and Thorchain being at the top 10 in terms of the volume, in terms of the gains, and in terms of your open interest as well coming from FTX altogether, guys. So let's jump into the technical focus for the day, guys. Let's talk about EGLD at first, right? Now on the bigger side of things, it is kind of setting in a macro higher low, guys. If you talk about this entire price action being supported by $125 regions, EGLD has a nice looking setup coming from the bottom side, guys, because the thing is that even on the daily time frame you have multiple drives of bullish divergence, plus you have the 3-day time frame also having crazy amount of bullish divergence, right? Now let's talk about the 3-day bullish divergence at first, guys. As you can see that the RSI has started trending above the exponential 21 as well, and from the bottom side you have good amount of bullish divergence happening, guys. The last time we saw this happen was certainly similar setup, guys. It was a clear-cut similar looking setup, right? The price action was beneath the 55 simple on the 3-day and was setting in bullish divergence from the bottom side itself altogether. So I mean, as soon as you started establishing a trend above the exponential 21 plus you started trending above some key levels of the price points in the small time frames, bam, you started ripping to the upside, and EGLD had a 3x in the market, guys. I think it was almost a 10x in the market coming from the bottom side, right? This one topped out at $500. Now from $500 regions, you're down 78% in the market. You're kind of getting accumulated from the bottom. So most likely EGLD is right here in front of us with very cheap prices on the y-axis altogether, guys. Now the true strength indicator is still, I mean, this one is yet to cross the upside, so this could be a perfect signal. As soon as we start looking at the TSI also crossing bullish the upside, maybe this would be a good pick in the macro time frame altogether as well, guys. Now let's talk about the daily time frame. Let's see what's happening. TSI is already bullish on the daily, and yes, you have you have good amount of bullish divergence coming from the bottom side as well, although is it confirmed? I mean, essentially not, guys. But look, I mean, coming back once again to the strength signature, the relative strength signature in the market is quite similar to what was happening right here, and something like this is happening once again right here, guys. So let's talk about the moving average perspective as well, because you have the 200 daily coming at your $225 regions, so most likely that is something which we could be targeting in the small to mid time frames. I mean, this is essentially your double bottom target as well, guys. I mean, the first target, if you talk about the double bottom, is going to be at $230 regions, although the full-fledged upside target, if you talk about the double bottom altogether, is going to be way beyond that, right? We are taking a look at potentially $350 coming on EGLD in the coming months. I guess it's going to probably take some time, right? I mean, the only thing is that if Bitcoin starts getting bullish in the market, if you talk about Bitcoin actually setting in a higher low, if actually Bitcoin starts reversing from these levels and starts taking out all the resistance to the upside, maybe EGLD would be one of those initial gainers, guys. Maybe EGLD could actually start picking up, right? Whereas this is one of the setups which I would be interested to look forward to, guys. Now essentially all the risk management is going to be below this price point. If you see a daily candle closing below $132 regions, maybe this entire setup would be completely invalidated, and most likely that uptrend would probably not play out, and then it will just simply keep on dripping to the downside altogether, guys. Now in the small to mid time frames, you really want this daily trend to start situating above the 55 simple, because you can see that the 55 simple is inclined to the downside strongly. So essentially if you start trending on a daily basis above, let's just say $150 regions on a closing basis, that is when this entire trend would be in a good confirmation bias, guys, and that would mean that maybe we are kind of looking forward to a $230 EGLD coming down the line. Now the thing is that the bigger picture is nice. The bigger trend, however, is looking completely amazing, guys. If you just run a simple regression line alongside this trend line right here, we can see that it's a massive uptrending channel, which is why I'm going to be giving a lot of preference in $230 regions, because if you see a trend establishment below $130, that would mean that this entire channel is going to be breaking down bearish, and that is when we'll be targeting $64 to the downside on the macro side of things once again, and that could be a good looking bearish trade to be made in the market as well. I think if that really happens, it's going to be aligning with probably Bitcoin losing $30,000 and maybe going towards 21,000 or something like that, because that is also a probability, guys. We simply cannot avoid these potential bearish things playing out in the market as well, right? But essentially I'm in benefit of doubt right here, because you have divergence coming from multiple levels, and then you have a double bottom under formulation. So yeah, essentially it's looking nice, guys. Now let's talk about midterm targets for EGLD. If it actually resolves itself to the upside, the first target is going to be at 3-2 extension at 270, guys. I mean, well, you can kind of talk about this level level being your second target, because the first target is at 230. Yes, we can expect a lot of consolidation at 230, but once taken out, yes, you'll be talking about 280 and further beyond, guys. The golden pocket, however, is lying at your $375 regions. That is also going to be a good looking target of the upside, potentially a 130% move, guys. The thing is that we are speculating on this price action only because Bitcoin is also kind of holding on to $34,000, $35,000, $36,000 regions for good, and it's been a very long time since the price action has been drifting sideways, guys. So Bitcoin really likes to play dead for a very long time, but it kind of gets the best of everybody shorting Bitcoin in the market altogether, and then it goes for a reversal out of nowhere, and then all these altcoins, they start shining, which is why, guys, the thing is that if you want to be ahead in the market, you have to speculate on something that nobody is kind of talking about, which is why nobody's talking about bullish setups coming on EGLD altogether, guys. So maybe this is something which you could probably trade in the coming days, right? Okay, from the momentum oscillators and the volatility side of things, everything is fine. Honestly, everything is looking completely fine. Let's talk about the immediate small time frames as well, because that is something which will be a bias deciding factor for good. You're kind of wanting to clear the 200 simple on the 4-hour time frame to the upside. I mean, essentially, yes, you're kind of attempting that, guys. The red line right here is the 200 simple moving average, and the massive big line is your 350 simple moving average as well. I think that is also a cause for concern, because last time you simply interacted with this price point right here was your rejection. That took the price action to the range lows once again. So you are doing that once again. EGLD is interacting with the 200 and the 350 simple moving average at the same price point, which is why $150 regions per EGLD is a critical point, guys, a massively critical area of interest, right? Which kind of brings me on to another point, that maybe you could be squeezing alongside this range for some amount of time, which is why, guys, any opportunity to the downside at $140 in the coming weeks is probably going to be a good buying opportunity altogether, right? So watch for the price action probably coming down on these levels and then probably resolving itself to the upside, because you have real resistance coming at $160 to $150 regions, guys. But once you start daily trending, once you start your daily or 3-day trends above 160, 150, that is when you would most likely thrust, guys. Most likely you'll have a propulsion all the way towards 230 and beyond for EGLD itself. What are you supposed to do in the immediate small time frames? Probably wait for this confirmation move happening above this price point, and then bam, you can target your moves to the upside altogether, guys. Okay, now this is also all your futures contracts are available on FTX, guys. We're talking about all the assets, I mean just the two of them for this video, coming from FTX with high volume and massive open interest as well in the exchange altogether, guys. So you can sign up to FTX, links in the description. Maybe you can use that. If you don't use that, I'm not going to be mad at you, right? Anyways, guys, let's talk about another bullish trending asset right here, KNC. That is literally breaking out of a 10-month long consolidation phase. So yes, this is also very interesting, guys. Honestly, I mean, KNC is resolving a good accumulation range after a very long time. So yes, we can expect a good looking uptrend coming from these exact price points, guys. And in the small to mid time frames, yes, it is proving out to be a good looking support, because you did break out from these levels. You had a back test. You never really closed a candle. I mean, this one turned out to be a good hammer coming from the bottom side. So rejection coming from the bottom side from $2.2 regions tells us that this price action is looking bullish, trying to resolve from these areas of accumulation, guys. If you talk about a measured move coming from this price point, it's a complete no-brainer, right? I mean, symmetrical breakout is going to be leading the price action all the way towards, well, beyond this price point at $4.8 flat. Now that's a move that's already played out. I mean, 30% of this entire move has already played out, so we have 60% leeway to capitalize on as of now. But major risk management is going to be below $2.5, guys. If I see KNC closing a 3-day candle below 2.5, maybe I'll be waiting for consolidation to happen all the way towards 144 moving average, all the way towards $2 for good, right, guys? Now you must ask that why the fuck am I using 144 and 350 moving average altogether? What the fuck kind of moving average are these, right? I mean, these are Fibonacci sequences, guys, Fibonacci numbers. And honestly, I'm going to be telling you guys one thing straight up right here. The amount of money that I've made only by using Fibonacci sequences is just obnoxious, guys. So my belief towards all of these Fibonacci numbers is just, well, it's for real. And I'm going to be making a good amount of courses as well, guys, ebooks, which is going to be mastering Fibonacci sequences. It's going to be a 3-book set, and it's probably going to take some time because I'm doing my thorough research, and I'm going to make sure it's going to be worthwhile for anybody who's well, trying to purchase that course altogether. So that's going to take some time, but rest assured it's going to be quality content altogether, guys, quality educational content altogether. Right now, if we run a Fibonacci sequence between your last highs to the bottom side of the region, 1272 is your target from this entire rectangular squeeze, guys. So that is something which we can expect. I mean, crazy amount of sell side liquidity can start popping in from $4.8 regions, but you can talk about your previous all-time high areas also being your potential choppy zones, right? We are looking at something like this happening on these levels right here. But the last time KNC broke out of a huge consolidation zone, this one simply went to the upside, started ripping to the upside, and I guess, look guys, if the patterns really have to repeat themselves again and again, 2618 is your target, right? 2618 on this run would probably be aligning with $9 per KNC. Now, all right, honestly, let's not really get ahead of ourselves, but that is something which could be a potential macro target for KNC altogether. So that could be potentially blown up in the bigger time frames as well. Now, one more thing I really like about the RSI signature right here is the fact that we are establishing a trend above 60 reads, guys. You know the deal right here. We've been following up with the content from this channel. Every single time you see a good looking setup on RSI which is above 60, that is when the asset is in an overall bullish trend, guys, and an overall confident long exposure is something that you can have on KNC on the macro time frame, the 3-day time frame altogether, right? 3 days bullish, guys, 3 days completely bullish. Now let's decipher the price action even further down on the daily time frame. As you can see, we just set in a higher low, but this one would not be confirmed until we close a daily candle above $3.12 regions, guys, because if you start closing a daily candle above this price point, that is when you can start managing your risk below $2.5 regions, because that would be confirming the fact that yes, this one is a clear-cut higher low in context to all of these higher lows that were being set by KNC's price action ever since the first week of January altogether, right? KNC has been an uptrend ever since the first week of January, guys, and this one is simply rolling to the upside like a kite flying in the air. A good windy day is what we are looking at on KNC altogether. Now, support will be coming from the daily 55 simple, guys. Look, this is something which I found out to be true as well. The daily 55 simple is something which tells a lot of things about any trend for that matter. Now this is crossing bullish, guys. We had a golden cross between the 200 simple and the 55 simple altogether right at $1.8 regions, and the trend has been simply towards the upside altogether, guys. So yes. I mean, this overall posture is completely bullish, and we have golden cross in the market as well, and this moving average is crossing over 350 as well. well, a lot of bullish cross happening in the market, which is why we are looking at good follow through in the price action. Although I would be concerned if price action starts trending below 2.5 for good. If you see that happening, maybe it will go through a crazy amount of consolidation, and that is when you can start targeting the 55 simple for some reaccumulation, or maybe you can start longing KNC on these levels, and then you can start targeting 4.8, guys. That is what we are looking at on KNC altogether, right? Okay, I hope it was helpful, guys, but let's talk about, should we talk about Thorchain as well? All right, let's talk about RUNE, USDT real quick, and let's see what's happening on Thorchain altogether in the market. I mean, moving averages are bearishly crossed on the daily time frame. The 200 simple on the daily is still bearishly crossed to the downside. Essentially, look guys, we had the retest of the 200 simple, right? We were talking about this. I mean, essentially, we were also talking about the fact that how you should be holding above $5, but this one broke down. I mean, this one fucking broke down $5 regions, went for a deep retracement all the way towards 786 and got picked up right here with a bullish engulfing candle. That was also stupid crazy, guys. This market is fucking volatile and absurd at times, right? Invalidating the trend first and then bouncing out of nowhere with a good bullish engulfing volume and then kind of rolling towards the 200 simple, guys. But the target has been met, right? The upside target on the 200 simple is met on the $8 regions, guys. So what you can expect is maybe some mid time frame chops. Maybe you wait for the price action rolling down all the way towards $6 regions, and that is when you can pick up, guys. The thing is that Thorchain has crazy volatile moves happening in the market, man. Thorchain is mad volatile. It is just crazy volatile. Holy shit. Now the thing is, if you talk about $6 regions coming to fruition, that's a 20% downlink. So if you're trading Thorchain, I mean, just try to stay away from leverage, right? Because this is crazy amount of volatility right here coming from these price points. And rest assured, if you clear the daily trend above this price point, then you can talk about further continuation towards the 169 coming from this extension right here. But okay, I don't think it's quite relevant, honestly. The bigger picture, however, is looking to me like a big fat W pattern, guys. This is something which Da Vinci J15 also talks about, right? A macro W pattern coming from $3 on multiple occasions, and this one is trying to shoot to the upside. Guys, the fundamental reason behind Thorchain doing this kind of shit in the market is the fact that we have derivatives contracts coming on Thorchain, right? Synthetic assets are coming on Thorchain. I mean, I think they're out there. I think trading has already started. Derivative trading have already started on Thorchain altogether, guys. So yes, we have a fundamental catalyst, and if Bitcoin is able to successfully trend above $45,000, I don't think anything will stop Thorchain from testing these highs and these highs in the coming days. But I think it will go through a lot of consolidation at first, then we can talk about further upside targets, guys. Alright, so I hope it was helpful. If it was, you know the deal, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll catch all of you pretty soon. Bye for now.